here we go. Division 3, round 10 at Saudi Arabia. Five rounds remain. And the question remains, can Stav close the gap on Fox Blue? Still, first we have one of the alphas. That is Guna. Guna is the first man out onto the track this evening in the alpha. Guna is filling in for Evan today. In fact, no, he's filling in for Gerjo today, sorry. Still, too many turns to count around this track, but very easy to make a mistake in any of them. And with the walls so close, if you make a mistake around here, you're losing your wing. Still, Guna starts his lap. Let's see. Taking it quite safe. Big lifts. It's very much like a pad, which isn't always the easiest to use around this circuit. This circuit does heavily tailor to a wheel user, especially through that first sector. All of these medium to high speed corners, it's all a matter of precision, which isn't the easiest thing to do on a pad. So he does nail that a couple of corners, so it can be done. I believe the hairpin's turn 24, so we'll see what he does around here. Kisses the apex, manages to avoid what Verstappen did in qualifying, and he sets a 129.5. Evan is invalidated. Next to be cross the line will be Evil Master, and I believe he was on an invalid lap. So then it will be Xavi on the medium tyre. And he goes faster than Guna did on the softs. Reflex sets a 132. Gangster Geek sets a 128.7 on the soft tyres. Esquelios only a 129.4, which is on par with what Xavi did on the mediums, so Xavi looking like an early favourite. Still, Stav now, first of the top two championship contenders to complete a lap as Huss goes into second. But another 129.4. Let's see what Stav can do. He does a 129.9 over the mediums. 5 tenths slower than the fastest medium time we've seen so far from his teammate. So Stav might be going for another lap, I can't tell. Does look like it, he is the 10th up. Still, Joe Burt has invalidated. Let's see what Evan can do. He's invalidated. So, it will be... that'll be Foxboo coming around to start a lap. Got the Red Bull behind him, who obviously doesn't want to go in front. That's him. I believe Salik on an outlap. Joe Burt has invalidated. Still, Alfa Romeo going slowly out to the final corner. That's Guna, looks to be out of fuel. Evan coming round finally on a valid lap. Let's see what he can do. He goes into 6th with a 129.6. Reflex coming around to finish the lap now. Opts to back off and pit. That's one of the Mercedes coming around now. That is Foxblue. Let's see what Foxblue can do. Championship leader. He goes 6th for the 129.5. Not the fastest time we've seen on the mediums. So Foxblue he's on the back foot compared to Zabi for the lead, well, what I would see is the fastest, well, I've stumbled over words there. Foxblue isn't the fastest man out there on the mediums, but he is doing what he needs to do to beat Stav, his nearest rival. Let's see, Salik has invalidated. Billy on a lap. Let's see what he can do. .4 through the first sector. Round the banked corner now. Alfa Romeo going to say that'll be Evan, who I believe is out of fuel. He's getting well out of the way of the Mercedes of Foxblue, who looks... he has invalidated, but he might end up going again. Eva Masters out on the lap. But Billy now coming around to finish the lap. Let's see what he can do. I believe he's still mathematically in this title fight. And he sets a 1 minute 29.4. Lots of people in the 29.4s. That is 3rd to 6th, all within a 10th. Let's see what Stewart can do. Stewart goes fastest with a 128.3, 5 tenths clear fastest man so far. Gangster Geek though, provisional P2. Let's see if he's got any improvement to come back at that. He's 2 tenths up in the first sector. Probably with more to give. We'll keep an eye on that time. Evil Master comes round to finish his lap now. See what he does. And he goes fast. First man into the 1 minute 27s. 27.9 for Evil Master. Very good lap. Gangster Geep is 4 tenths up on his time. And is looking good to certainly put it into second, but it depends on how much time he can gain through the hairpin of turn 24. Nice bit of traction. Opens DRS. Let's see what he does. Into 128.1. So still only Evil Master in the 127s, but I reckon there's a lot more to come from the rest of the drivers. Let's see, let's do it. Who isn't on a lap? Husu, I think it is on a lap, so we'll see what he can do on the run up to the line. Let's see. It's only a 129.1, so he's nearly a full second off of pole. Xavi with a 128.5. Same with Stab. Xavi and Stab both setting 128.5s. See what a Skelios can... No, we'll see what Lejake can do. Lejake about to cross the line now in the Haas. Only 13th with a 130.7. I don't think that's a very representative lap time from him. We'll see what can be done. Skelios sets a 129.0. The I'm not sure how to pronounce that, so I'll say Keystro. Keystro goes to 4th. Good lap time from the AlphaTauri man. Fox Blue coming around to start a lap now. See, we've got the Red Bull in the final sector. That is Gangster Geep. He has lifted off. He is not on a lap. Huss is invalidated. Both Ferraris aren't using any of their deployment. Oh, we've got a Red Bull round. That's Hims. Hims is spun. Obviously waiting for the cars to go by to rejoin safely. That's a very important thing around this track. Let's see, Fox Blue now. What can he do? On the run up to the middle sector split. He's 9 tenths up on his time. That would put him in the realms of going around where Stav is, which is what he needs to do. And I reckon he'll have more to gain out of a turn 24 hairpin. So we'll see what he can do, as Reflex has crashed. We'll see what Foxboo can do, and then I'll see if I can get on board with Keystro, who's gone second with a 128.0. So Reflex has crashed out of the turn 1-2 complex. Foxblue into 5th with a 128.3. But 3 names that we don't really see at the top of the timing sheets, with Evil Master, who's raced a few races before, but I think all of these guys are reserve drivers. Certainly Keystone and Gangster Geef. And they're putting in pretty stellar performances, at least in this qualifying session, as reserves. Still Joba and Salek, the only people who haven't set lap times yet. Let's see. Keystro isn't on the lap, he's drained all of his EOS charge. Foxfu getting well out of the way of Billy, who I believe is on a lap. He misses that apex quite heavily. Evan is retired in the pit lane. Obviously, I think he can't go any faster than he has. See what Billy can do. Only a 2-temp improvement to P11. Jobert coming around a lap. He goes 8th with a 129.0. Let's see what Salek can do. The only person to have not set a lap time in this session. Nice exit out of turn 24. And he sets a 128.9. So the two guys not setting lap times, it's slotting in pretty much in the middle of the pack. But everyone will be starting to consider coming out for their final runs if they are going to go for one. Fox Blue and Stav will be the ones to watch, but let's see if either of us can go any faster on that 127.9. Ferrari slow. That Xavier, I believe, is getting well out of the way of Salek there. Though Salek also not on a lap. Oh, he's out of fuel. Billy out of fuel. Stewart getting ready to start his lap. Everyone on laps at the moment. Obviously, well, Salek isn't. Everyone out there. Skelios looks to be 3 temps up. Oh, he's missed that apex. Oh, not a great run out of the first sector. He's 2 temps down. Salek gets a 5th-place grid penalty for a collision with Lejake. I'm not sure what's gone on there, but Lejake is missing his front wing. I think they've come together. Maybe Lejake wasn't expecting him. Salek's slow Alpine with the lack of fuel. Still, even Marcel looks to be 4 temps up on his time, according to that Delta. Let's see what he can do. Because if he's already that far up, he could... Oh, he's invalidated his lap time. What a shame. I'm not sure if he'll keep going with it or try and get round and start another. Oh, he's brushed the inside wall. Oh, he's gone, he's crashed. Oh, what a shame for Evil Master. That was looking to be such a fast lap time. Still, Zabby, 5 temps up. Oh, he's invalidated his time as well. Zabby was not no better than 7th. Let's see how Stav's sector times are looking as Stewart's crashed. Gangster Geek gets well out of the way. But Stav and Foxblue are going to set lap times one after the other. And they've got Keystone in front. Let's see what Keystone can do. He's marginally up on his time. Purple middle sector. If he hucks up these final few corners well enough, he could be in with a shot of pole position for the Saudi Arabian Grand Prix. A little bit of a lock-up. Kisses that inside curve. Makes the run to the line. Let's see what he can do. He puts us on pole. 127.918. Fox Blue only 4th. Let's see what Stab can do. Stab's backed off. Obviously not improving. Let's see, Skelios up to 9th. Him's the last person. And Gangster Geep missing his front wing into the pits. That is it for qualifying. So the top three being dominated by reserves. Keystro starting first. Evil Master, who is probably the favourite to win. He was a long way up on his time in that first sector. I think Evil Master will be the one to watch for the win today. And then we'll obviously have to keep an eye on Fox Blue and Stav. Let's see if we have any tasty battles for that tasty battles between the championship protagonists, just like there were in Division 1 earlier this week, which you can watch by clicking on the channel and obviously clicking the link to Division 1, which raced on Tuesday. Also, if you want to catch our streams as they go live, feel free to subscribe. Still, Keystro on pole. Only 29 thousandths in it at the top. Gangster Geep starting third, and then Fox Blue, the highest of the championship leader, starting fourth, highest of the main drivers for the tier. Evil Master clearly not very happy with how his final lap went, but it's the race where it matters. You know, you can have a good qualifying, but you got to make it count in the race. Let's see what tyres people have chosen to start on. I see a few mediums towards the back of the field. Let's see. Huss, Billy and Hims opting for the mediums. The rest of the grid starting on that soft compound tyre. And Keystro leads them away toward the formation lap. So Lejake down at the back of the grid, doing his first race on a wheel. Good luck to him, but certainly not the easiest thing to get used to, and we may see a rather realistic image of a house trundling around at the back of the field. Reflex starting 16th. And then Salek in the Alpine, and then Evan in the Alpha, and then the three medium runners. Haas probably right where he wants to be. That alternate strategy, if you can pull it off, is very powerful around here, just like at Silverstone. And then he got his teammate of Joe Burt in front. Skelos down in 9th, not really where he would have wanted to have started. Trying to back up his teammate, trying to take points away from Stav. Gunnar in 8th, and then the two Ferraris of Zabby and Stav. And Stav always one for avoiding penalties, and there are a few key spots you can pick up some nasty warnings around here. As Keystro is already coming round onto the grid. I'm not sure what's gone on there, but that is definitely something to be looked at by the stewards, because I believe there is a rule to be under 10 car lengths for the formation lap, and that clearly hasn't been followed by Evil Master. So that might be a post-race penalty to Evil Master already. We will see what happens though. Let's ride on board with Stav off the start. Or no, we'll ride on board with Evil Master. the obviously maybe not the right then, let's see what he can do off the start. Lights are out and away we go. Evil Master gets a bit of a better start than Keystro, but Keystro is away and into turn 1. Further back, let's see. Really getting swamped on the mediums. Everyone on the mediums getting swamped. Huss manages to keep his position, but oh, that's a bit of front wing there. Oh, that looks like to be Reflex's front wing. Reflex has lost a part of his front wing. Still up to the front. Everyone line astern up to, although I'm not sure what's gone on there, I'm a bit lost. Reflex for sure definitely has damage to that Aston Martin and will be in a bad way. Same with the Skelios. The Skelios has damage to his Mercedes. We have yellow flag. That's Fox Blue. Fox Blue's round. The championship leader has spun on the opening lap and lost part of his front wing. That is not what he needed at all. What a bad way to start this race for Fox Blue. And what a brilliant thing for Stav. As Salik gets past Salik and him side by side into the hairpin. Just has a look. Salik has so much more grip on those softs. Can he get through? Ran the outside of turn 1. On balls with the Red Bull now, who is slightly ahead. Salik's still on the outside, but Hims maintains that position as a Skelios into the pits. Same with Reflex, and it will be the same with Fox Blue. Still out at the front, Keystro clear by 7/10 at the front of this race. But they have dropped Gangster Geek, and they were already out of that DRS window. Stewart just about within that DRS of Gangster Geek, and then Xavi and Stav 1.5 seconds clear of Gouda. Gap's already opening up a bit, but Hims and Haas very close, but Hims has hideously missed that apex. Though he looks like he may have damage. I'm not sure what's gone on there, but he's seemingly lifted off. And Salik has got him past. Salik will be the one to watch then. As will happen. Reflex opting for another set of softs after his lap 1 damage, as Evil Master sets the fastest lap of the race, and DRS is enabled for lap 3 of 25. Stewart within that DRS of Gangster Geek. Xavi almost out of the DRS of Stewart. That might be bad news for the Ferrari dealer. Let's see how Xavi handles this first sector. I believe that was a detection line there. Let's see if he has DRS. No, he doesn't. He lost DRS to Stewart. And DRS is vital around here, so... As Salik is past Haas. Salik in Haas running side by side through the banked corner. But Salik has passed with the superior grip of the soft compound. Meanwhile, back to the front. Will Evil Monster have a look at Keystro with the DRS? He's not using his overtake, but slipstream down this back straight is so powerful on the run up to the turn 24 hairpin. Puts him in good position as Joba gets past Guna. Joba is up into 7th. Stav has also passed his teammate Xavi. As Evil Master again sets the fastest on the roads. Keystro has used all of his ERS deployment already. Evil Master round the outside, has the inside to the fourth turn 2, though he gets a poor traction out of turn 2, and Keystro maintains the lead. Stewart picks up a penalty. And Gangster Geek has almost closed into that DRS gap of Evil Master, as Jeddah also gets a 3-second time penalty. The penalty is already starting to reel in for the drivers, as Gangster Geek did get in the DRS, which will help him massively as he tries to pull away from Stewart, which he is doing, and it brings him into the lead battle. Ooh, and we have a yellow flag. I believe that's Salik. Salik has spun in the banked corner, as Jobert picks up another 3-second time penalty. I believe Jobert is already on 6 seconds of time penalties. Let's see. Yes, he is. As we bring up the gaps for leader, Fox Blue is already 56 seconds away from Keystro. Not what he needed. As Gangster keep closing very close to the back of Evil Master. He is looking the best for ERS out of all 3 of the drivers. He sets the fastest lap of the race so far. As Evil Master has another look at Keystro into turn 1, but he just isn't close enough. As Stewart is past, as Stab is past Stewart, sorry. Though Stewart coming back at him on the exit, just doesn't have the punch in a straight line though. The Stab up into 4th. See now if you can make any inroads on that lead group, but it's going to be a tall order. Also looks like he has some fuel to save compared to the lead group. Evil Master very close to the back of Keystro. Keystro looks to be pushing very hard, and you know, sometimes that's where inexperience comes into play. Evil Master, certainly the more experienced driver between the two, keeping a much better handle on his ERS deployment. Keystro obviously trying to pull away in those opening laps and just hasn't been able to pull it off. And now with no ERS deployment, he's going to be a sitting duck to these two guys. As Evil Master, does he have a look into the hairpin? No, he doesn't. Gangster Geek keeping it steady in 3rd. Evil Master will definitely have a look now. He's using his deployment. Keystro almost goes into the pit lane to try and defend his line, but Evil Master is up the inside and through into turn 1 as we start lap 6 of this Saudi Arabian Grand Prix, and they are pulling away nicely from Stav, and those 3, well actually it's dropped down a fair bit out of turn 1. 2.7 seconds the gap between Stav and the lead group, and he is closing slightly in this first sector, but it's not going to be easy for him as Salik makes his way past the Skelios. Gallic has pitted for another set of the soft compound. Same with Huss. I missed when Huss pitted there. Maybe he made contact with Huss as Salik under pressure, and round the outside goes Skelios into turn 1. Clean and well past before the braking zone. Evil Master now leads this race. Keystro obviously pushing hard. Gangster Geek, meanwhile, nearly a full battery charge. Obviously playing the long game. As Evil Master under pressure from Keystro. Keystro goes round the outside of the hairpin, and he is well clear. Can Evil Master come back at him though with the DRS down the main straight and with some ERS usage? No, he can't. Gangster Geek opting to sit back and watch things unfold, save some ERS. But all of this battling helps Stav, who's now within 2.6 seconds and will close even more 2.2 the gap. As Gangster Geek nearly loses the DRS of the lead too. Maybe running less wings than the lead too. Struggling harder through that first sector, but making up for it in the straights. The Stav is almost a second clear of Stewart, who is under pressure from Xavi, and Xavi again playing the long game like Gangster Geek. As Stewart runs into the wall on the exit. That puts him under massive pressure from Xavi, but does he have a look? No, he doesn't. He definitely lifts out of it there. Obviously not really an overtaking opportunity, but Stewart is well out of that DRS of Xavi's teammate Stav now, and it should be an easy pass for Xavi round the outside, and he's well clear as they enter the turn 24 hairpin. Back at the front, Keystro pulls the plug early and goes for a pit stop on lap 7. A rather early pit stop, although Stewart also pits. The undercuts are coming out by the looks as they both go for the medium tyre. Let's see where they come out in relation to the rest of the field. They're right around Hims and Billy, and Billy now will definitely try and help. Has Stuart's a long way back there. No, I'm not sure. But Billy and Hims will help Evilmaster and Gangster Geek now. As Evilmaster's 2 seconds clear at the front, he's opted now to stretch his advantage. Now he's got that clear area, he is pulling away. And Gangster Geek is starting to struggle. Obviously, that DRS maybe keeping him in play when he didn't have as much pace as the drivers around him. Let's see if Stav can make any inroads and catch Gangster Geek. As Evilmaster responds to the undercut, as does Gangster Geek. Stav stays out, as does Xavi. As we enter lap 9, Stav takes the race lead. Gobert stays out, so does Guna, but Evilmaster and Gangster Geek responding to Keystro, who is pitted again. Keystro has pitted again. He must have gotten damaged, surely. Yep, that is a front wing change for Keystro, and he goes onto the hard compound tyre. Unfortunate for Keystro, who was doing so well in his first outing for Delta 2 Racing. Still, Evilmaster way clear of Gangster Geek now. And he's on the back of Lejake. Clear of Evan. That looks like a lot of understeer for Stewart. Stewart may have damage there. Have to see on the offboards. Doesn't look like it. Maybe he's overheating his tyres, I'm not sure. That looks like an absolutely awful amount of understeer. Meanwhile, Selick and Haas going at it out of the back corner, side by side. Haas backs off, lives to fight another day. And Keystro is right on the back of this pair, on the hard tyre. He's looking for a move into... I don't know what turn number that is, but he's looking for a move at a place you shouldn't really look for it. Trying to go on the offensive on those hard tyres, but has he got the straight line speed? Tries to go up the inside of Haas. Can he do it? Leaves the room. Has the traction. And has the DRS of Selick in front as Haas pits. Let's see what tyres he boxes for. Drake also pitted that lap. And he is onto the mediums. And a new front wing for Haas. Stab and Zabi out in the front of this race. Surely one of them will pit this lap. Zabi not close enough to make a move on his teammate Gunnar, a 9.5 gap. Shoemaker will Stab pit this lap? Yes, he does. So the provisional race leader and championship protagonist Stab into the pits for what should be his one and only stop. Let's see where he comes out. Evil Master is way clear. Let's see where he comes out in relation to Gangster Geep. Ooh, free wide down the main straight. Just about as Gangster Geep gets 2 in 1 into turn 1. But Stab is clear of Gangster Geep. Stab in a provisional P2. Obviously the overcut working wonders for Stab. Let's see if the same can be said for Zabi, who was right around Stab in terms of time as Evil Masters passed Vuda in that provisional race, in that net race lead. We'll have to see where Zabi comes out in relation to Gangster Geep, as Zabi was only about a second behind Stab. He could come out in that sort of P5, P6 region. And Gangster Geep, who was running at one point third in this race, seems to be really seems to have fallen away from that lead group, and definitely not as potent as he was in those opening few laps on the softs, as Reflex picks up a 3-second time penalty at the back of the field. Bit of a lonely race for him out there at the moment. Zabi into the pits. He will be praying that that Ferrari pit crew are fast on their mark. Gunnar into the pits also. Let's see where he comes out in relation to Gangster Geep, but this will be close. Gangster Geep coming down the main straight now. But Zabi is clear, and Zabi has jumped Stab at the pits, I believe. I believe Stab was the lead car for 2. Yes, he was the first to pit. So Zabi jumping Stab, that's a surprise. Surprised those softs just had that much life in them. I mean, obviously there will be probably some pace difference there, I would assume, but Ferrari 2-3 at the moment in this race. Gangster Geep looking to make a comeback and try and get back up into that, well, battle for what would be second now, as Evil Master is nearly 7 seconds clear of his nearest rival. And they've got Billy to negotiate on those 11-lap-old mediums. A very similar situation to what was presented in Division 1 to myself, really, with car on those old mediums compared to fresh mediums. I mean, obviously Billy's going to try and defend this, and he does later on the brakes than Zabi, but Zabi has the exit. A very similar battle to what was presented in Division 1, but this time Stab is also there. He has to lift off. Obviously not got the confidence. Just playing it safe. Obviously not wanting to lose a wing when he's in such a good position to gain a lot of points on Foxblue, who is down in P15 and really needs a safety car to save his race, as Reflex nearly makes contact with Joe, but there he gets out of the way as best as he can for the lead cars, but very difficult to do as Billy is holding up the Stab a lot. Zabi is got him well clear. And is actually closing Evil Master a bit. Not sure. Maybe just a bit of a better entry speed, but worse exit speed. Gap is 6.3 at the front. Stab looking for that clear air. As Billy goes a bit deep, this is the opportunity for Stab. Looks to the outside. Billy has some good straight line speed in that McLaren. Jobber and Gangster Geek meanwhile fighting in the background. Still, Stab passes Billy on the main straight. Gangster Geek past Jobber on the main straight as we have a yellow flag. That's Huss. Huss is round and he has lost his front wing. That is a very tricky corner. It's very easy to spin the car out of there. I did that in my final run in qualifying earlier this week. But Xavi is closing on Evil Master. 5.8 the gap now. Maybe Evil Master taking things easy. But Xavi on 3 lap younger tyres, he's on the youngest mediums of anybody out there. Same with Guna, but can he use those fresh tyres to close in that 6-second gap over the next 11 laps of this race? Meanwhile, Stab looking to settle into a nice 3rd place there, which will be a good gain for him in the championship race. With both Mercedes not scoring any points today. See how that will shake up the constructors as well. If neither Mercedes scores points today, that will most definitely move Ferrari into a lead at the Constructors' Championship. So a big race for the championship today. As there's a yellow flag there, that's Gerbert. Gerbert's out. Will this be a safety car? Yes, it will. That shakes up this race massively, and that brings everyone at the back of the field back into play. Other than Reflex, of course, who is a lap down. And Huss was almost about to before that fade as well, as Evil Master is not that far behind Huss, and Huss could be well within that situation being let down, but it's pretty much a no-brainer now for anyone who is out there on mediums to pit for the softs. Well, it's just a no-brainer to pit for fresher softs and run yourself to the end of the race from here. But that will make things very interesting at the front of the pack, as Xavi, who was closing in on Evil Master somewhat, will now be right on the back of them when we resume green flag racing. As Stab stays out. Interesting. Maybe not wanting to double stack, or maybe thinking those softs will die off. Interesting strategy play, as Guna also stays out, same with Lejake, so a few people placing trust in their mediums, but those softs are such a lightning quick tyre around this circuit, as I found out for myself really. With a little coming together and a pit being resulted in. still, we wait now for the cars towards the back to come onto that safety car group. Bit boring under the safety car. There's not a lot to much talk about while you wait for the cars at the back of the field to catch back up. Still, Reflex should get way out of the way of the cars around him. Foxborough and Scalios dropping places there. Not sure what's gone on there. I'm fairly sure them swap places. But Huss, a long way to come until he's on the back of the queue. As Salek pits again, set of soft tyres and a new front wing. Makes no loss from it. I mean, he was ahead of the two Mercedes before, but he will be straight back onto the grid. Grid to queue. When he is done catching up to them. Of course he will be. Sometimes you just lose your train of thought while you're under a safety car, especially one like this where the lead group is a long way ahead of the car last. Still, we should be underway this lap by the looks. I think Huss will be sure to get onto the back of the group fairly soon. Might be a late call on the safety car. Have to see. It is in this lap. That is a bit of a late call from the race director, but that will probably mean Stav goes late on this restart. Let's see what happens. 7 laps left to run in this race. As Stav gets underway, Evil Master not having a great restart, under pressure from Xavi. Oh, and Lejake having a great restart. And he's rounding outside and past Xavi on those old mediums. Mind you, has a very poor run. Xavi coming back at him, but Lejake into third. First race on his wheel. Not doing a bad job there. Some battling as Keystro losing positions. Hims is round. Hims has been spun. Xavi picks up a 3-second time penalty. Oh, that's not what he needed. Lejake defending hard, but Stewart round the outside of the banked corner. He is through. There's Soft offering up superior grip to those 7-lap old mediums. Meanwhile, Keystro is past Evan further back. Any more movement? Yeah, Elliot saying Lejake having a great first race on the wheel. This safety car really has brought him into play. And obviously with that penalty he's going to struggle Still Stab out in the lead. Will he come under pressure from Evil Master on this lap? Yes, he will. Evil Master up the inside. Stab tries to hold it around the outside of turn 24, but he can't do it. Evil Master back into the lead of the race. Xavi, meanwhile, has passed Lej. Huss has passed Evan further back. Although Evan coming back at him on the mediums. Drag race down to turn 1 as Stewart into the pits. Stewart must have picked up damage. And the nose change for the McLaren. Same with Hims. Still, let's see now at the front. Can Stab stay with Evil Master? Doesn't much look like it, but Billy has passed Lejek, who gets a 3-second time penalty. So he's going to come back at Billy. Has a look at the inside. But Billy with those soft tyres will have the superior grip. Still, Foxblue making massive inroads. Foxblue could be in with a shout of third, which would be a great damage limitation after spinning on the first lap. With penalties for every single driver in front of him, other than Stav and Evil Master. He could be in with a shout of a podium here. Although he's going to have to get past Lejek if he wants to have his say in that. And obviously, considering the championship, he's going to play it safe. There's Kishro and Askelios and Guna. I think there was a free wide moment there that I missed. Will they go free wide again? No, Kistro's clear of Askelios into turn 1 with Guna. Looks at the inside. On Askelios turns in and Guna's spun around. That's definitely going to go to the stud. Askelios just didn't leave any room there on the inside of the corner for Guna. And I reckon there's definitely going to be a penalty coming to Askelios for that. Meanwhile, Kistro trying to look for a way past Lejek. Can't do it on this lap. Foxley in 6th. He has got to close to within 3 seconds of Xavi, which could be possible, but I think it's only going to be 4th for the Mercedes man, which would still be a good limitation of points lost to Stav. And with Xavi now a second clear of Gangster Geep, I think Xavi's going to try and pull Stav along, do a bit of team play, and with that penalty for Xavi, it will make no difference. Stav also looking to save a little bit of fuel there, bit of an early upshift. Scaros is past Lejek, same with Kistro. Ooh, and Huss there. Free wide down the main straight again. Ooh, free wide into turn 1. This can't end well. Though will it? Yes, it does. No one's round. A little bit of bumping and banging, but very well played from all of the drivers. Selector makes a big dive at the inside. But those soft tyres obviously providing much superior grip as Lejek has fallen like a stone off of this restart on those medium tyres. Meanwhile, Guna into the pits for a new set of tyres for a run at fastest lap. Let's see, back at the front. Evil Master. He has conquered everything that's been thrown at him today. He was well out in the lead before the safety car was called, and he had positions to make through traffic and cars on worse tyres, but he's done it, and he's well clear out in the lead of this race. If he can keep his nose clean, the win is his. As I say that, he lose the rear end though. Looks like he had a big snap, because he lost about 5 tenths there. I think I should shut up and stop saying anything before the commentator's curse comes into play. You know, Stab and Zavi playing the team game. Keystone and Fox Blue. Keystone is past Fox Blue, but Fox Blue now. I don't even think he's gonna get Gangster Jeep. So I think it's gonna be 5th for Fox Blue. Oh, an Aston Martin round, I believe that's Reflex. Yes, it is. I think that's the same place he spun before, and he has got wing damage again. Evan with a 3-second time penalty in 12. Won't affect him much, but Hims and Guna, meanwhile, towards the back of the field, having a bit of a battle of their own. Meanwhile, Zavi and Evil Master, wow, they're very close. That's a lot closer than I would have expected them to be. Has Evil Master got some sort of damage on that Aston Martin? Oh, he's suddenly braking very early there. This has bunched everybody up. I think Evil Master might have gone damaged. I think I did commentate to curse him. Meanwhile, the Ferrari's now like a pack of wild dogs all over the back of Evil Master's diffuser. Gangster Geep up the inside of both of them. With what looks to be presumably damage for Evil Master. Could Stav win this race? Gangster Geep and Zavi, meanwhile, at the front of the race. Gangster Geep having the inside line, but Zavi holding on to it. Let's see now, can Stav get past Evil Master, who is definitely understeering. He definitely has damage on that Aston Martin. There is no way he has dropped off this much on pace. He's picked up a penalty as well. Oh, he's understeering well off the track. The Stav looks at the inside into the ranked corner. Oh, he nearly spins the car. That was very, very dicey for Stav. And Evil Master is holding on up a treat. This could cost Stav the win of the race. As Evil Master is... Well, there's 2.8 seconds between Evil Master and the lead 2. Oh, and Zavi... Stav really punchy on the throttle there. Oh, can he make the position? Bit of aggression. Oh, he's boxed in. Oh, and Billy's John charging up the inside. Lots of action as we enter lap 24. Oh, we could see something like 4 wide here. This is definitely a big battle. Oh, Keisha and Billy make contact. Billy nearly spins. Oh my god, there's so many cars here. I can't really... It's so difficult to follow what exactly is going on. But... Stav being held up by Evil Master, not being able to get past in the back corner. That has cost him this race win, I think. Because... Oh, and Keister's round! Keister's spun it! So unfortunate for him. Oh, and he's... Oh, that's an unsafe rejoin. Keister is definitely getting penalised for that. He's already been penalised by the game itself. Oh, and a reset to track. So, plenty of penalties coming towards Keister. I mean, it's easy to do when you're in that situation. You want to get back on track as quick as you can, and back in the race. Meanwhile, Stav goes past Billy. He's managed his DRS well as we enter the final lap of this race. Gangster Geep has crashed. Gangster Geep is out of the race. He's crashed coming out of this final corner as they go into the final lap. What a shame for Gangster Geep. That could have been second on his debut in DTR. The reserves just getting so unlucky in these final few laps. Will we see any team orders at the front now from Ferrari? As Fox Blue The championship leader will finish third. He knows that he could maybe be within a shout of getting past Stav, but plays this long game. Will there be any team tactics? Will Xavi lift off to let his teammate win the race for the championship? Just like Rubens Barrichello had to do all those years ago for Michael Schumacher. Will we see a similar situation at this Grand Prix in Saudi Arabia for Division 3? Or will Xavi take the win? We will have to see. There's no signs of lifting off there. Xavi is going to take the win in Division 3 at Saudi Arabia. And Staff will finish second to make it a Ferrari 1-2. Fox Blue in third. A brilliant comeback after such just such a bad start to the race for him. He was spun round on the first lap. Billy in fourth. Ascalios fifth. Evenmaster, the man who looked to be in with a massive shout of just pulling away and winning this race, gets damaged in the final few laps and falls down to sixth. Salak in seventh, great debut on the Alpine. Lejek in eighth, a good start. Well, a good first race on that wheel. Guna finishing ninth. Keystro, another person who looked to be in a win with a shout of winning this race, and another debutant, finishing in P10. Stewart, who was crashed over the line, finishing in 11th. Hims in 12th. And Reflex, who was coming up to 2 laps down. He will only just be classified in front of Gangster Geep, who crashed over that final corner. So unfortunate, but now just yet again, what a race in Division 3. Lejek awarded Driver of the Day by the game, but I would give Fox Blue Driver of the Day today, considering his just monumental comeback. Still, Xavi winning in Division 3, Stav in second, closing that championship, well, closing the gap in the championship. We'll do a quick bit of calculations now. Fox Blue entered this race on 157 points. He will gain 15. Sorry, Fox Blue up to 172 and Stav up to 152. The gap is 20 points in Division 3 provisionally, with 4 rounds left to run. Can Stav get into the lead of the championship and take the championship, or will Fox Blue be able to maintain his lead? We will see next week. This has been Division 3, and thank you for tuning in. And I'll see you next week.